Today I'm explaining 15 reasons why we haven't found aliens. Sure, space is massive, but with so many telescopes, cameras, and radars pointed upward, why haven't we found aliens yet? Is it really as simple as they don't exist? Or is there a different answer? It's possible they didn't survive. Or maybe they did and they're hiding among us. Or perhaps humanity has to achieve something to earn their contact. As you'll soon find out, there are a ton of reasons why we haven't found them yet. So like, subscribe, and get ready for some mind-blowing theories. Let's get into it. To kick off this list, let's start with how aliens might communicate. Perhaps their language or communication methods are drastically different than our own, and we simply can't communicate. Maybe it's based on principles we're unaware of, or is extremely difficult to decipher. Another possibility is their way of communication is something we haven't even conceived of yet, so there is no way currently to detect or interpret their signals. They could have been talking to us this entire time, and we didn't know it. Here's another potential reason. What if advanced extraterrestrials have already made contact with Earth and gained influence over all human affairs? Put simply, what if they've been in charge for a really long time? Perhaps they can look like us, sound like us, and by extension, control us. Everything from technological advancements to the manipulation of world events and even governmental decisions. You'd think that if this was the case, someone somewhere would have found all this out and tried to expose it. But then again, if they had, the aliens would probably just make that person look crazy or disappear. Makes you wonder. What if alien life forms are fundamentally different from human life forms? So much so that they can't actually have close contact with us. As in, their biochemistries are so different from ours that it's incompatible. What if they are extremely toxic to us, or we are to them? What if their atmospheric conditions drastically differ from ours? For example, gravity. Let's say they exist under an amount of pressure that would instantly crush us. Or perhaps ours is too extreme for them. The potential dangers and loss of life might be too much to risk contact at this time. It's very easy for us to imagine that the differences between us could be solved over time. But then again, think about all of our struggles today that we haven't solved. Sometimes answers aren't always so easy to figure out. What do you think? Our planet and atmosphere are composed in a way that produces and sustains life that perhaps other planets and other atmospheres do not. This theory proposes that we are alone in the universe, simply for the fact that we won the life lottery. There's nothing else out there like us. What do you think of this theory? The government is hiding their existence. This theory raises the question of why would the government or other powerful entities be suppressing such a secret? It could be that the truth is too overwhelming for society to deal with. Perhaps the government is covering up alien existence for national security. Another guess would be the trading of alien technology in exchange for human test subjects. The number of reasons for covering up the existence of aliens could be massive. So let me hear your best hypothetical reasons why in the comments below. We simply haven't found them yet. When it comes to the known universe, we haven't even searched 1% of our own galaxy. So the potential to miss something out there or to not find alien life is heavily favored. The visible universe is 46.5 billion light years, far beyond the scope of what we could ever possibly observe. It's very possible that alien life could exist, but it's too far away for us to ever meet or contact. Alien life simply didn't make it. With enough time and intelligence, thriving alien life could have expanded and spread across the universe. But what if their rise was stunted or completely wiped out? As advanced of a species these alien life forms may have risen to be, they might not have been able to ultimately survive. Perhaps they couldn't escape the destruction of their planet. Perhaps a catastrophic plague or war event wiped them all out. It could have been something as inescapable as their sun dying and exploding. The universe can be incredibly harsh and unforgiving. What do you think of this theory? Although unlikely, perhaps we achieved our level of civilization and advancement before any other forms of life in the universe. This theory proposes that as it is right now, we are the most intelligent spacefaring life form out there. To me, this theory is the saddest of all of them. Imagine humanity being the best and most advanced of all the species out in the universe. I don't particularly like this theory because it takes away from the wonder and imagination of advanced alien life. What do you think? Aliens are not actually extraterrestrial at all, but rather extradimensional. What this theory means is that aliens exist in a plane of existence outside of the dimension we live in. This would explain the lack of meaningful alien sightings, but would also create more questions than answers. Questions like, where is this other dimension? Can we reach them? Can they reach us? Do they know we exist? Have they tried to reach out to us? The possibilities are endless. The Earth is not simply a planet where life can thrive. It is in fact a controlled environment that our alien overlords keep us in. To put simply, a zoo. This concept begs a multitude of questions. Does this mean that aliens don't interfere with our successes and our failures, just as we don't interfere with certain indigenous people today? Or do they leave us to our own affairs except for extreme circumstances like nuclear annihilation? Another interesting question regarding this theory is it possible to escape the zoo? The universe is too vast, and our human lives are so short that we might have missed alien contact. Our lifespans are incredibly tiny in comparison to the longevity of planets, stars, and cosmic events. So the odds of humans and aliens making contact at the exact same period of time in which we both existed is statistically against us. In fact, our ancestors may have already made contact with them tens of thousands of years ago. And if that idea is to be believed, will the aliens re-emerge during our lifespan, or will we simply never have the chance to encounter them? Perhaps there is a threshold that humanity has to meet before being deemed worthy of contact. Think of this theory as a test for humanity to pass. Is this a physical test, a mental test, or perhaps it's a worldwide test to pull us past our primitive and violent nature? Is it related to energy, fossil fuels, something related to nuclear technology? If this theory is to be believed, the rules aren't clearly defined to us, so we could guess and speculate all day. If it is indeed true that alien contact must be earned, what is your best guess? What do we have to do to earn it? In all of our searches for life in the galaxy, we have constantly sought after life in the universe based on our own perception of what life is. There was a time less than a decade ago where humans believed oxygen was necessary for life, but as it turned out, we found bacteria living in arsenic ponds with no oxygen at all. Taking this out-of-the-box concept and expanding upon it leads to the theory that alien life is not biological like us, but instead mechanical. It's possible we have been using the wrong methods to find life because of our narrow view of what life exactly is. Perhaps an advanced alien race transcended biological life and left behind sentient, mechanical life forms that we simply don't have the means to recognize yet. The possibilities are endless. A Type 3 civilization with the ability to harness energy output of an entire galaxy would simply have no reason to reach out to a primitive Type 0 life form. The perfect analogy for this would be humans in comparison to ants. When was the last time you leaned over and you asked an ant how it was feeling today? What it needed, or how you could help it prosper? Exactly. This theory assumes alien life forms are so advanced and so far beyond us that we don't register as anything of importance to them. This theory suggests that everything around us is a simulation, and that our universe is simply a barrier to keep us in the simulated world. This would function exactly like an invisible wall inside of a video game. You can potentially reach the wall, but you can't go past it. No matter what we do, we cannot leave the boundaries that we were programmed and placed in. If this theory is to be believed, then life is nothing more than a series of ones and zeros. Your thoughts, your feelings, your friends, your family, all are simulated code. If this theory is correct, it leaves two interesting possibilities. Either we are all willing participants in this simulation and we have chosen to play, or we are all unwilling participants that can't escape or won't ever be allowed to escape. Either way, the idea that our reality isn't real is the most terrifying of them all. Which of these 15 reasons seems most plausible to you? Or do you have a different explanation? Let me hear it in the comments below, and until next time, never stop searching.